Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I want to talk about something that I find quite interesting and I'd like to know your opinion. And that is, who would I love to meet in the watch community? What watch geeks would I love to hang out with? I'm sure I always have a good time with watch guys. Be it famous watch guys like a CEO of a watch company or a YouTuber or a journalist, or just a random guy in the street that occasionally, recognizes me and says hello. It's always a good time. But if I had to pick 5 guys that I haven't met yet, that I'd love to hang out with for an afternoon, who would those be? Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Panerai Radiomir Black Seal. Very rarely gets wrist time nowadays, but it's a handsome watch. And also, guys, don't forget to check out DelReyWatch.com. A bunch of new watches in stock. We got a Richard Mille Ultra Flat, a Patek Philippe Nautilus 5712 full box and papers, along with a Breguet Type 20. What else? We got a ton of great stuff. An Oris Pro Pilot 10-day power reserve, an Omega Speedy Reduced. Oof, lots of stuff. Check out DelReyWatch.com, a link in the description below. So yeah, these are in no particular order. The first guy I'd love to meet is a fellow YouTuber. I've chatted with him a couple times on Instagram, and that is Jasper from Amsterdam Vintage Watches. But Jasper, if you ever watch this, don't hate me for liking Panerai. Jasper's just a cool dude that has a retail store in Amsterdam that sells vintage Rolex, and other very rare items. He has a YouTube series, he has a great Instagram account. He just looks like a ton of fun. Him and his crew at Amsterdam Vintage Watches know how to have a good time. Fantastic, atmosphere, always smoking cigars, playing around, laughing with each other, all while playing with really cool watches. If I'm ever in Amsterdam, I'm definitely going to go look up Jasper. And if he's ever in Miami, this is an open invitation to come hang out. Second is someone that I've met, so technically it's breaking a rule, but I met him for 10 minutes 10 years ago. And that, of course, is Jean-Claude Bivet. Love or hate the Bivet, the JCB, for quote-unquote ruining brands or bringing them back to life, for his involvement in Hublot. He is a marketing genius, and I just feel like somebody in the watch industry, I could learn a lot from him. I met him by mistake once in a hotel lobby in Geneva while eating breakfast, and I didn't notice he was sitting 2 tables down, and when I did notice, well, I went to say hello, but I didn't really have the courage to stick around. But Jean-Claude Bivet, definitely on the list. Third is someone I'm a little shocked I haven't met yet. And, I gotta say thank you to him for pioneering kind of watch media. And that is Ben Clymer, the founder of Hodinkee. I've not always said the nicest things about Hodinkee on this channel, even though overall I'm a big fan of theirs. Ben, along with his colleagues, who would like to meet all of them, but Ben is kind of the founder of the founder of Hodinkee, and I'd love to run into him one day. I'd love to have a coffee with him, talk to him about where it all started, and just get his opinion on a few watches. I'm sure he gets that all the time. I'm surprised we haven't run into each other already, as we're both native New Yorkers. But I don't know, one day I'm sure I'll meet Mr. Clymer and, I'll get to shake his hand and say thank you for trailblazing, watch media. Now is the CEO of one of my favorite watch companies, and that is Ed Milan from H. Moser. I'm a big H. Moser fan. I promote it on my channel all the time. I sell them at Del Rey Watch. I own one personally, maybe a second one soon. And Ed is like the antithesis of a watch company CEO. He's young. He must be under 40. He's got a great sense of humor. He's always looking ahead and trying to do new things, which in an industry that moves as slowly as watchmaking, watch companies haven't even started to do e-commerce up until 5 years ago. I think he's doing everything correctly. On top of that, he just seems like a fun guy, and he's running one of my favorite brands. So I'd love to one day grab a drink with Ed Milan if I ever have the chance. Unfortunately, he's in Schaffhausen. I very rarely go to Switzerland anymore since I no longer work for Richemont and I travel more to Asia. But On the off chance Mr. Milan is ever back in New York or Miami, I would definitely try and see if I can go to one of his events. And last is someone local to me in Miami, and also local to where I'm from in Napoli, Italy. And he was on Talking Watches, and we're talking about Alfredo Petrucci. He was on Talking Watches with Hodinkee, just a preeminent vintage Patek and Longines collector from the city where my family is from, which is Naples, Italy. He just seems like a very interesting guy, very esoteric, only collects the rarest of the rarest, the best of the best. And he also started a project, I think back then, based on a finance fund around watches. I'm not sure if he ever followed through with that, but Alfredo has fantastic taste, and he lives in Miami, Miami Beach specifically, and I keep hoping one day I'll bump into him. But anyway, guys, who would you love to meet in the watch community? As I said, it's always good to meet pretty much anybody, but if I had to kind of be forced to pick five, I think these would be the guys I'd love to hang out with for an afternoon or an evening. I'd love to know who would make your list. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.